What up, Pan Man? I don't know how to play this part of the game yet, so we learning. I think my captive woke up and is kinda pissed. I don't really care, it's an aggressive asshole. I've been trying to be peaceful for the most part. Since I couldn't kill it, I beat it half to death with a crowbar, a pickaxe, and then since I didn't know how to kill it, I did what I did back in the good old days. I put it in a box. If it can climb, I'm fucked. I'll feel bad about it later. I'll probably eventually put a fence up around it. And then, you know, shimmy my way in to let it free. Currently, I don't know how to show you it. It's Biomes and Biomes Plus. And this little bad boy came from a prefab. It's the... 1 minute, I thought it was going to tell me on here. Let me seal off behind me here and I'll grab the little booklets on it and tell you about them. Oh, it's pretty good. Both of them were fairly inexpensive. I think the big Biomes blowout. Hire me for advertising Minecraft. I'm good at it. But the two biome mods I have on here right now ran about $10 together, and the other one I already had on the console, so it worked out. I was hoping that having also all the prefab buildings have a little self-destruct button on them. But if you press it, the building just comes apart. But it's got a variety of houses and themed houses. And when you find one you like, I'm going to eventually put a chest in here so I can store materials. But when you find one you like, just go to items, swap it over to what you can craft, and then as soon as you get the required materials, it'll let you craft what you want. And it'll basically just be a free-floating structure with all the fixings. Like I said, hopefully it'll make it to where when we do this server, or when we do this world and everyone can play on it, it'll make it to where we can go ahead and have like city builds and all that. Which would be pretty cool, I think. Let's see if I can figure out what these are. Mud. Well, that should be easy enough to get. I just gotta go get some sand, make glass, then gather some water. Put that bad boy on dirt, and bada bing, bada boom, we got mud. But before that, let's do a bit of work. Yeah, I gotta get realms here eventually. But right now, I've just been doing it on my own little worlds while I learn. But I will take the advice under advisement. Huh. Why it's not letting me place leaf blocks? Oh well. Hmm. Well, we're probably gonna die out here, but at least it is not on hardcore mode. Got him. Oh, it's a cat, I think. Get shattered. Oh, it's good, man. Hell, everybody got lives. Have a good one, Pam, man. Bye. As I was saying to you in the future, if you come back, is we all got lives, brother. I get it. Hell, my schedule's chaotic AF. Bye. Oh, good guy. Yeah, get you some sleep, brother. I believe you're still in school and all that, too. Study hard. Wait, fuck that. That instead. Globitas, empatipatata, empanada, empatipada, tipipitipapa. You mean globalize the intifada there, jackass? If you're gonna claim that someone stands on it, you might won't be able to pronounce it. Now, let's be clear, y'all, especially without my teeth in, I got no right to make fun of somebody. But if y'all had me somehow, some way, like a turtle on a fence post, I'm standing at a political podium and I'm giving a speech, and for one, I wouldn't be talking about this jackass here. I'd be like, save the Palestinian people, do everything we can. We have a responsibility as people. That's what makes us better than apes. And we are just apes, y'all, but that's, in spirit, that's what makes us different than the chimps and the gorillas and the various others. Even though, having looked into apes, y'all, bonobos kind of got us beat as far as humanity goes. They just fuck all their problems away. What I'm saying is, in a world of chimps, be a bonobo. That's not to say that their culture's perfect either, if you can call it a culture, because I don't know what you... Oh, shit, that fucker got loose. That's no good. He's going to globalize the enchilada. Okay, he actually got the word right that time. Good for you, Cuomo, you piece of shit. Sorry for anyone watching that doesn't follow the political side of things. I just... Yo, I got a real, like, hatred in my heart. I hate burning bright deep down in my heart. And it's a hatred in my heart for all Nazi cunts. And for the record, y'all, you don't have to be a bright, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, Aryan piece of shit to be a Nazi. Also, not all blonde-haired, blue-eyed folks are Nazis. But, no, you know, you can be very, very Nazi adjacent, even to the level of Nazi, and be Jewish. For needing an example, look at Benjamin Netanyahu. Y'all, for the record, much as I hate Nazis, and I mean hate Nazis, if we get into an all-out war and they come to me with their rifle at their feet and say mercy, I will grant them mercy. It will be mercy in a re-education camp, and I will have the highest of standards before they're able to leave it. But they're not going to be abused, they're not going to suffer indignity, nor are they going to suffer torture. They're just going to be separated from the population because, well, y'all, let me put it this way. If you got a population of ladies and you got a population of gentlemen, you can have that. You cannot, however, let a population slide when you've got a population of ladies over here and gentlemen over here, and the ladies just want to be left alone, and the gentlemen think they've got a right to those ladies' uteruses, whether the ladies' brains consent or not. You can't really, you feel me? You can't really stand on that. At that point, you have to separate the dudes who have this very bad idea, for sake of protecting the ladies. Give you another example. Say you've got an individual living their life, and due to years and years and years of fighting hard to achieve just the right to exist, they decide to once or twice a year, or fuck it, every day of the year, they're American, to wear a rainbow pendant. Well, you got some individuals want to wear their little gay pendants out and about, not saying that in a negative way. They took the rainbow back, they've earned it, we've earned it, let us have it. But people just want to wear the little gay pendant, want to wear their little gay shirt, and that's all they want to do, no big problem. They might get uppity with you if you get like an attitude with them about wearing it, but otherwise they minding their own, mind your own, that sort of thing. Cool, we can all get along, brother. We can dance to that drum beat. But not when you've got another group that wants to violently murder and or, you know, sexually assault an individual because they want to wear their cute little gay pendant out and about. That you can't have the two. And being that the violent one's not just gonna, well, okay then, violence, no violenting. Since that don't work, no, we gotta separate them. And being that the one just wants to exist and be left the fuck alone, and the other wants to murder the other one, well, kinda easy choice there, isn't it, comrades and friends? Like I said, I do know that I talk some radical shit sometimes. I do realize that. But I never intend for it to be a negative kind of radicalization. I never want to inspire the next Sandy Hook, Pulse nightclub, Catholic church. I mean, y'all, I could do this bit for over an hour and I would not run out of school shootings if I actually sat down and took those heartbreaking numbers to heart. But I would also feel real shitty when I was, you know, making a ha-ha out of dead babies. You know, just sort of, I make jokes about the situation, but that's only because I'm very, very tired of fucking, what has it been now, 19, 20 years of just thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Notice I only did that 3 times, y'all. I'm working on my comedy, laws of 3. But, yeah, I also killed the joke by explaining it. But, I don't know, y'all. I feel like we could do better, and I feel like that could be put on a t-shirt for the channel one day. I feel like we could do better. Seems like I say that a dozen times a day. But, I mean, part of it is just a level of pride and real talk, y'all. I think we could. I mean, if you educate, and that's why I say it starts with education, but if you educate everyone to see the balancing of the environment around them, you'll have people that you would never believe there, volunteering in soup kitchens and helping out with the people that need help. Because much like the holy figure Christ pointed out, there will indeed always be the needy amongst us. Because as long as capitalism exists, we won't live in a post-scarcity world. And the doomsday preacher that was Yahshua or Bubba Hotep or Jesus Christ of Nazareth, whichever doomsday prophet you choose to follow by in that particular belief system, they could never even idealize or see a world where you didn't have women getting sold as property, where you didn't have men owning each other. And I'd say if your God can't imagine a world without slavery, that's not a God worth having, folks. Remember, the chaotic gods of the native peoples, pulling out what I can here from what few books I've read, I tried not to... Y'all, Native American peoples were just that. They were Native American peoples. They were First Nation people. Were they perfect stewards of the world, never committing a foul? No. No, they were not. If you got a strong enough stomach and constitution, check out what buffalo jumping is. The Native American people were not a purely good steward of the world. But they also didn't deserve to be genocided off their land. They did have a concept of possession. It was just very, very different than the white Europeans coming over. Because in their... Okay, give you an example. Say a Dene Nation and a Cherokee Nation, why they would be competing, I don't know. We're in this magical world, America is very tiny. But say the two of them had a hunting ground that they were competing for. They might start an actual competition, they might start a war. But at the end of the day, one of them is going to gently move off that hunting ground and come back in a couple years or a couple seasons. And if the other one is left, all's fine. None of the First Nation peoples outside of this is where we buried our dead, so it's a little personal to us. Outside of that, they didn't really have the whole possession sense like what Europeans had. Now, surely some did, like the Cherokee and then several tribes that were, I hate to put it as bleakly as this is, but they were the ones who were genocided first. Because if the white devil could lure you into the camp with promise of rifle and whiskey, well, then they could kill you, take your scalp, and then turn it into the President of the United States for around $2, which at this time period's money would be about $50. And the people back then would do it because why the fuck wouldn't they? They didn't see the First Nation people as people. They saw them as super aggressive fauna. Similar to if you went to Africa today, not going there with it, but if you went to South Africa and interacted with baboons. Those are primates, sir. Now, are you going to have one over to tea when they're trying to hurt you or scream at you? Likely not, unless you're Robert Sapolsky, famous neuroscientist and awesome all-around cool science dude. But jokes aside, I wouldn't be afraid of baboons, but admittedly when they smiled with that 12-inch canine, I might be taken aback for a moment. Like I said, nature has given us common sense for a reason, folks, and common sense isn't all that common. But, like I said, I'm going in circles now. My point is nobody's perfect, nobody's nerfect, but we still should try to do better. Every day, do a little bit better. And for fuck's sake, if you're a human being watching this with 2 arms, 2 legs, or just any kind of imagination, let yourself be bored and then make some artwork. Because when I tell you we need art, y'all, we need art so badly that's not made by AI nonsense, but it's actually art. And we can do it. Oh, and other news for my non-American viewers. I cannot in good faith tell you to fuck with America right now because an American military group, a specific member of the U.S. Navy and the Department of War, bombed a Vietnamese civilian ship yesterday evening, sometime recently. And I, for one, think that's, I don't know, there's a word for it, called war crimes, I believe. Either way, getting wild out there, y'all. Seems like something America should do to clean up her mess. In other news, Germany's doing their part. An activist group has recently, and in the most anarchist, badass way imaginable, they broke into a weapons factory that supplied weapons to Israel. They trashed the computers. They smashed machinery. They raged against the machines. And then they submitted to arrest. The leader of the group gave a statement. I believe it was released before she was arrested, but still. Their message is simple. This factory was on German soil and Germans will not be responsible. When the world looked at a problem, a horrible, unspeakable thing that we had done collectively, because any time we could have stepped in, much like with this genocide, and collectively we looked away strategically. Hitler hosted the Olympics, y'all. From what I hear, the Olympics are going to be in America this year, so it seems like Hitler's doing a hat trick. All joking aside, though, y'all, that's goddamned embarrassing. We should be doing much better than this. Also, I think I might have messed up because I feel like these leaves should be stacking a lot better than this. Okay, what the hell now? Alright, y'all, we're gonna put our door in place, and then I think we're gonna do a little bit of Soul Calibur. I need to issue a correction. It is not in fact Soul Calibur 4. It is in fact Soul Calibur 6. I got my ass kicked on hard mode a couple times, so we'll do that if enough people in chat want to see me cry. But in lieu of me crying like a big old baby, we're going to get on there and do a little bit of the storyline, see if I can learn a thing about a game that I sank so much money into as a kid. They ought to have given me that one for free. Oh, y'all, it's a beautiful thing to have Soul Calibur with all its annoying noises and epic music. Because honestly, back in the day, I was actively trying to find a Dreamcast just so I could play the original Soul Calibur. I played Soul Calibur 3 and loved it, and from what I'm understanding, they've fixed the system now in the character creation mode to where the armor and all that do make a difference. Cloth and light armor make your character faster. Heavy armor gives you a better hit bar. Either way, we'll see. Popping over there here in just a little bit, because sadly, I gotta be in bed in less than 30 minutes. So, we'll see how it goes. Y'all be good. This was fun. We'll continue this in a little while. And we'll probably continue this one tomorrow. Y'all be good. And we'll see you later. Bye for now.